This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Hey, let's turn back our clocks, our watches, our calendars, all the way back about 16 years or so ago to a game that came out called Citadels. This was a very popular game back then. It has been for the last decade at least. And this was designed by Bruta Fiduti. It was 2 to 7 players, I think, originally. Came with one set of characters originally to play the game, where you're building districts. Well, let's fast forward to today, where we look at the newest version of this, Citadels by Wind Rider Games. This is now 2 to 8 players. In this game, they've done a lot of things to change it. They've added characters, added districts, streamlined it up, made it a little bit faster. They've done a lot to this game. So in this, I'm going to show you exactly what they did, what they put in, what they added, and the differences between the artwork and the components. Basically a new version versus the old version. Here we go. Here we have the different boxes, and during this video, the older version will always be on the left and the newer version on the right. Here we see the box was a lot smaller before. Obviously this is a lot bigger box. It will stand out in store shelves. Could it have fit in a smaller box? Maybe, but the box looks beautiful. The artwork is much improved in my opinion, a lot brighter, a lot more vibrant. Here's the difference in crowns, and absolutely much better. Bigger and chunkier, more detailed, much better crown in this version. The money is unchanged in this version. They're both exactly the same. Here are the back of the district cards. You can see they're about the same size in both versions. This is nice and bright, the newer one. Now, I actually prefer to have this nice, cool artwork on the district cards. I wish maybe they had, this is the only thing I maybe would have wished they would have done differently here, is maybe put some of that new vibrant artwork on the back of those cards as well, but those are the backs. There's really, in my opinion, no contest with the artwork. Wow, is it so much better. Not only is the artwork better, the coins look better, and the labels are much better. These are just colors, which sometimes this and a purple one is maybe sometimes a little bit hard to see under low lights, where here not only do you have the color, but you also have a symbol that is also given to you in the new player aid, so it's always easy to see which thing is which. But there's a case of the different artwork. Let me look at at least one of every other type of district. Here's the prison, old left, new right. Again, much more detailed. The lighting techniques is much better. In my opinion, the artwork all around is much better. And here's a noble district. Again, you have the crown for the logo instead of just the yellow color. And there's the difference in the artwork in the castle. And here's a trade district. You see the little bag of gold there. And there's the difference between the tavern's artwork. Here's a look at what a unique building might look like. Here's the factory with the new emblem there for unique districts and the new artwork, of course. Now there's 12 different unique districts that are new for this version. Here's 3 of them. This one you score 1 extra point for each district with an odd number. This one you get to trade cards with somebody after the character selection, and this one can't be built, but it's worth 3 points at the end of the game. And the capital allows you to get 3 points if you have all the different districts. It's 3 extra than the normal game. You get 5 points if you have the crown at the end of the game. And the ivory tower is, if it's the only unique district in your in your citadel there, you get 5 extra points. The monument must be built if you have 5 or less districts, but counts as 2 districts towards the end of the game. The gold mine allows you to gain extra gold when you get resources, and the thieves' debt allows you to pay for cards as 1 card from your hand equaling 1 gold when you buy other cards. You can build the stables, and it doesn't count as the single district for that round, so you could build an additional one. In the framework, basically you can build this by destroying the framework, so it allows you to basically build a district by destroying this instead. And Necropolis, basically you just destroy 1 district in your city instead of paying this cost. So you could destroy, say, a cost of 1 to put this one down, which is a huge cost. Now there also are some cards, some unique districts from the original game that were taken out for certain balancing reasons. Now the character cards are a big improvement, not only in artwork, but also they're much larger. So they feel good, they look different from the district cards, and it just makes the artwork look better, it feels better in your hands. A good choice to go to these bigger, sort of almost like Dixit-sized cards here for the artwork. Now I'm going to get to all the new characters in this version, but I wanted to show you that a round circle means it was in the base game, a diamond means it was in the original expansion, Dark Cities, and this one is sort of a hex looking thing. That means it's brand new for this version. So let's look at just the newest characters here. The Magistrate allows you to take these 3 tokens, put them face down onto any 3 rolls. And then, if a roll that has one of these on them pays to make a district, if you flip it over and it is the signed warrant, that player, you get to steal and build the district that they just built for free, but that player gets the money back from the bank that they had paid to make that district. The spy allows you to pick an opponent and guess a specific building type, a district type, and for every card in their hand that is that district type, you get to take 1 gold from that player and then gain a district card from the deck. The blackmailer gets to place 2 of these tokens on 2 different rolls. When that roll is called, they'll first get resources, and then if you want to, you can decide to flip this. But before you do, they get to bribe you by paying half their gold rounded down. If it's the flower lace, you basically steal all their gold. If it's not, well, you didn't. The seer allows you to take a card from each player and add it to your hand, and then you give each player 1 card back, but you also get to build 2 districts. The patrician allows you to take the gold crown as normal with the number 4 character, but you gain 1 card for each of your noble districts off the district deck. With the cardinal, if you're short of cash to build a district, you can basically trade 1 card for 1 gold from another player, and then you gain 1 card for each of your religious districts as well. The trader allows you to build as many trade type districts as you want to, and you gain 1 gold for each of your trade districts. The skull allows you to draw 7 cards, keep 1, shuffle the rest back on the deck, and you can build up to 2 districts. The marshal allows you to seize another district for another player, essentially take it and put it into your city. It has to be with 3 or less, and you pay that gold to that player, and you can gain 1 gold for every military district as well. The tax collector, anytime somebody builds a district, they place 1 gold on that token, and when it's the tax collector's turn, they get to take all the gold from that token. And since there's so many characters in new districts, there are 6 preset options that tells you which characters to use, which set they're from, and which unique districts to use for different type of playing styles. Some of them are super aggressive, some of them help you with combos, some of them are non-aggressive. So they have different types that are preset for you that they've balanced for different types of things. And there's paragraphs about each of them, or of course you can just mix and match your own. Well, there you have it. Now, I mentioned in my normal review that I actually had never even played the original Citadels. Just one of those things I never got around to it. I got into this hobby maybe deeply about 7 years ago or so, and I just haven't had that come to the table, and I didn't own it. So I hadn't played it, but I knew it was a popular game, and I enjoyed Bruno to do these games. Now this came out, as you can see, obviously, artwork is always objective, right? Or subjective. But in this, in my opinion, my gosh, it's a million times better. The artwork looks great. The bigger cards look great. Adding those new districts gives you, some new things that you didn't have before. You're talking even comparing it to the base game plus the expansion that had come out. So even on top of that, you have more characters and more unique districts that you haven't seen before. And aside from the better components of the crown, all these different tokens of some of the new people, having these new characters is excellent. And the best part about this is the amount of time that they spent in the development between all these new characters and the old characters and the new districts and the older districts, and coming up with 6 preset ways to play the game, whether you're doing it for super aggressive, maybe medium aggressiveness, maybe very unaggressive, ways of comboing, all different ways, whatever suits your style, your game group style. They probably have a preset version to do that, and you can always tweak it yourself. I really like this, but I really like that character too. Put them in there yourself, make up your own mad scientist, and I love that they spent the time, because that must have taken a ton of time to balance and to play test these in different ways. So I love everything about this. I think this version is obviously head above shoulders, way ahead of the older version, as I've just shown you all components, artwork, play testing, playing, speeding it up, taking the clunky things out. This is a no-brainer. For me, if you've never had Citadels before, this is the version to get. If you've already got it, wow, I think this is also a no-brainer. When you look at this package, you could go, this is definitely better, and it brings new stuff, and it makes a game that I liked even better. I think this is a no-brainer, and that is Citadels.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for backing me on Kickstarter and making this season become a reality. I'd like to especially thank those here that have backed me at the credit level. Now, these video reviews are also available by audio on our podcast. It's the intros and the final thoughts on GameBoyGeek.com. Click podcast.